Hey guys, let's just do a top down. I didn't really get to it this morning. So obviously we had big moves last week. I think bonds and gold obviously have a lot of people off sides. Um, but let's just start with rates. I mean, as far as 30s go, um, it is what it is, guys. When we pull back to pi, that's always kind of the test. So you're going to break the new, the bull market continues, or now we're in more of a bearish posture longer term. So that's the daily. That's pretty clear. We broke pi. I expect to see that type of reaction when you flush through like that. If you go to the weekly, now we have in play a breaking of the bands, right? So this is 30s. They can go all the way back here to 200, maybe even to pi, which would be, almost 10 points lower from here. So this is why when we broke pi in the daily, I flipped short. Not short 30s, but short 10s, just because they're so oversold. And then we can kind of see here on the monthly again. There's a lot of room back to these lower bands. You may hold here around the 30, but this cycle has room to come lower. Right, so we want to play this one from the short side. And you can see how the distance we are though now from the 30, we're pretty oversold. But if we get a bounce back up in here, a couple points, we want to be sellers. The 10 year is not nearly as, hasn't come as far as fast. But the monthly cycle still has room to go lower. Here's 10s hanging out the lower bands on the monthly. You go to the weekly, I mean, this is just nasty. So I did cover a little bit that I was short from the end of last week. Again, I mean, look how this RSI reading is very low, 2021. So we know what the game plan is there. We want to sell rallies. Now gold, I want everyone to kind of get back to focusing on, if you're swing trading, we want to capture these cycles. So the daily crossed up here, and we've had a nice move lower back into pi. Here the cycle crossed. That was your move lower. We bounced. Right, this cross didn't produce any sell-off, and it produced another move into another cycle top. But you just can't chase them short now at this point. We'll see if gold holds pi here. I wouldn't be surprised. But we want to play this on the short side, any bounce now. Right, and then you can watch these lows again down here. These are areas. So 1200 is the area. It was actually the low back in March and May. And this weekly chart's pretty suspect too. We really want it to hold here. If it doesn't hold in front of 1200, you could probably push one more exhaustion low and rinse some more people out into 1100. So that's a big area. We'll continue to watch that in gold. Silver is going to trade very similar, right back at pi. So unless you guys are really investing in holding silver, like in a 401k or playing in some of these silver plays, ETFs, and your RIA or your Roth, I don't really think you would want to be buying heavily here unless you are going to be willing to sit on it, because this is a long-term time frame. So you got to play it light if you're swing trading here, because you're going contrarian against this trend. So most of the time, I think if you stay swing trading, if you can stay with pi, now prices in the southern hemisphere, and this rolled over a long time ago, I think it'd be be easier to play from a swing trade perspective. All right? But if you are taking a long-term position, then this is the right place to be buying. It wasn't to be getting long silver up here, it's to be getting long silver now. And I like this name, Silver Wheaton. You can see here the weekly chart's holding up better than gold too on silver. So silver wheaten. Um, so it's back to pi here also. So I brought up my core position on this name, and then we're going to have to trade it around. I mean, this is a longer term position, so I'll even add to it down here 12.14. We'll try to work that. I feel pretty comfortable though, as long as we're above these lows down here, between 10 and 12. This longer term, I mean, still has lots of room to go. This was probably the first move up, correction. Well, we'll see. And then, we talked about the dollar. It's been a great call. So if you were long gold in the portfolio and, you had a tough week last week, hopefully you were long the dollar also, as we like that as a pairs trade. And that's, you've had nice gains. So I think we're gonna probably knock through these highs. I mean, this is just a strong move. We made a higher low. I think this is the start of another leg up. And even other markets like dollar yen have lots more room to run. So this is one move up sideways. We might be getting another leg higher into next year. Dollar CAD strong. It's clearly broken out, right? That wedge. Dollar yen, we talked about getting above 104.5. Lots of room back to at least 107. And still, I think you could go all the way back to 110, 111. So you want to be a dollar bull here for sure. That's probably, I see something that's the most momentous. And then, the reverse of that is true on the euro. I mean, we were all over this. I think we're going back to 106, 105. So stay course short, and then we'll sell the next bounce there. But we're oversold as far as the cycle. I mean, oversold as far as price, and the cycle is very low. So I don't want you being aggressive shorting them down here. But that's been a big play for us. And then it's the same for the rest of the currency pairs. The pound, I think the long-term low is in. We had another good long-term call on euro versus the pound being short there, saying that the high's in, and that looks to be the case. Made a lower high, broke to new lower lows. So any rally here on the euro, we're going to be pretty aggressive selling. And then I did kind of cut I just took off all my pound yen. We're above these bands. I just stopped on that last piece. It was small because, again, I was pretty oversold. The trade is crowded as far as short sterling, so there was lots of room for cable to come back. I still think pound yen can probably test 138, maybe 140, even 145. So we can play that one from the long side. It's just had a nice move since last week, so a little overbought there also. Alright guys, that's pretty much it for currencies. We're starting the new live room for those on the full access team tomorrow, so I'm really excited about it. I just got to button up some technology and working on these new platforms for the room, so I'll be busy with that tonight, and then we'll be on in the morning, and we'll be doing a decent amount of trading tomorrow, so hopefully we get some good action. All right, guys, enjoy your evening, and talk to you in the morning.